Alright, welcome everybody to another exciting video. Chess with Lutho Mfazwe. You are chilling with me, Lutho Mfazwe. My take, my thought, my interpretation of the game of chess and everything in between. We look at chess ranging from the local province, Cape Town, Western province, and then we extend towards the country, South Africa, and we use the African continent and the world as our scope for chess research, filtered through the thoughts of Lutho Mfazwe. I think each person is entitled to an opinion, and I recommend, in fact, that we actually create these platforms where we express our understanding. You know, individuation is very beautiful, and it's very important that we showcase our living experiences to other people so that the other people can benefit from that, and we also can benefit from their experiences as well. Yes, this is just Lutho Mfazwe, guys. That's what we are dedicated for, showcasing that even Patsas, even Patsas can do this thing. Yeah, but anyway, guys, we are looking at the SummerSlam tournament. I labeled this as SummerSlam, and then Ding and Gukesh actually gets to appear. My goodness. But anyway, we're looking at the SummerSlam tournament 2024, and this is round 6, as I had said before. I'll show you a few more pictures. I think now I've actually exhausted the pictures that I have. You can see that the kiddies are also featuring in the tournament, as well as the adults as well. Yeah, some of the Delft Chess Club juniors right there appearing on the screen, having some difficulties in all of the sections, in fact, but managed to actually hold their own, which is actually good. Which is actually good, and there's always room for growth, of course. And yeah, the boys and the girls are actually performing very well. Okay, the girl, yes, because there were two of them. But anyway, guys, we are looking at this game that I played with Njabulo Dlamini, which was very interesting. This is round 6, the final round. This is the round that caused me at least to ensure that I won the prize. Njabulo is a 1400. I believe he was the second highest player according to the standings. Just check there. I think he's the second highest. Sorry, what am I talking about now? I think from the bottom, yes, he is the third lowest player. My apologies for that mistake there. Third lowest player. Where do we leave Rokov if we say such things? But anyway, Yebo, that is Njabulo, and he played a very, I'd say some interesting game, which sort of confused me a bit, especially with this move b6 on move 1. But we played a bit. Now he's aiming to develop the bishop on b4. And I'm just continuing with the moves because I'm thinking that there shouldn't be anything wrong here. And this move actually put me under some bit of pressure, considering that it's threatening to get to the g2 square. But I play queen e2, knight f6, f3. And after knight c6, attacking the pawn on d4, I played bishop e3. And here he takes, and he takes on e4, which was very interesting. And I was actually calculating that if bishop on d4, queen on h4, then if g3, then queen takes on e4, and this is, still hanging. This is pinned here, which was very funny because in actual fact, after knight takes e4, bishop takes e4, queen on h4, I win a piece on the spot. So yeah, crazy that I actually missed the ability to actually protect the piece right there. But yeah, okay. This has been the story of the tournament for me. So anyway, I castled and he captured on c3. And after capturing on c3, of course, if he should take the other pawn, bishop takes c3, then he might, meet with a bit of problems. G6 square is covered by the bishop. There's a sacrifice. The rook would be hanging on the other side. and him coming to the open file would just expose him to some massive attacks. So yeah, knight h3, for example, then rook on f1. So he would be in a difficult situation. So anyway, he played bishop a3 check, king onto b1, and now he played queen onto e7. And basically, he's just focusing on development, but unfortunately, castling is a mistake. It allows me to gain the rook exchange, and I play rook onto f1 here, just bringing the rook onto the open file. I'm not sure about this move. What's the idea? Yeah, it unleashes the bishop, but I mean, it relinquishes the protection of the e5 square, and I just entered into the square, threatening to bring the knight on f7, rook onto e8, and king onto a1, just sidestepping any checks with queen b4, considering that if perhaps, this gets lost, then he always has a drawish type of, repetition, which might be annoying. For example, let's say knight c6, knight f3. I'm just making an example. Knight d4 takes. The king was already on a1. Let me just put the king on a1 so that you can see what I'm talking about. So queen b4, king onto a1, check, here, and I can never come here because it would be checkmate. So this type of annoying sequence there. So anyway, we were here, king onto a1, and c5 is played attacking in the center, which I don't think is actually a good idea. But anyway, I entertain this, takes, queen takes c5, and the bishop goes to e4, aiming to exchange. Of course, he cannot pick up the knight because that would be a discovered check. Pawn onto d6, check, and queen onto e4, bringing the queen onto a much more active square, and hopefully maybe trying to get some squares for the knight as well. But he plays the move d5, attacking the queen. I aim to exchange because I'm the exchange up. He has to refuse, of course, considering that also he has this, box that he has created for my king, and he's trying to checkmate. But unfortunately now the pieces actually enter. Rook onto f7, king onto a6, and I capture on d5. Of course, here he has to capture with the pawn so that he can avoid the disaster that actually happened in the game. Unfortunately, he captured with the knight, and this is what can I say? It's a natural, move to make. Just knight captures d5, you capture with the knight, bringing the knight to attack the pawn on c3. But unfortunately, it's a blunder, and yeah, let me just be like the other streamers as well. It's right to move and find a tactic for white that actually wins the game on the spot. Of course, it's not a checkmate, but it's a tactic. Yeah, I'll give you a few seconds. 3, 2, 1. Okay, for those who found it, the move is rook takes c6, and this is skewering the queen, and unfortunately, it has to be captured. And that falls into knight onto c6, and the game basically ended not so far from this. I think he played on a bit, and I managed to get a few pieces from him, and then after that he realized that he actually has nothing left and has to resign. Yeah, very quick game there. Blunder from the opening, from the onset, but I couldn't exploit it properly by just leaving the piece there, which was unfortunate. But anyway, it was a good game overall. Right, I will be doing game number 2 and game number 3 of the SummerSlam tournament, the game against Teziano Miasta, which I lost, and Timofey Rogov, who I won, and it's a very, very nice game. And I'm hoping that I can actually piece it together very nicely. Planning to do that tomorrow. So stay tuned, and also stay tuned for the Western Province or the Cape Town Chess Federation League that I'm still doing in terms of the series. So you can actually look at those games right there. Do like and subscribe. Do also throw in some comments on the YouTube session. And also, we have a WhatsApp group make sure that you join that WhatsApp group, and you can post your voice notes there as well. All right, thank you very much, guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.